So today, pag-usapan naman natin ang NOC changes for 2022. And if you're an international student, what's in it for you?
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you.
Hey, do you need a ride?
We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you.
Hi, my name is Coach MC and I make videos for international students about career growth, immigration, and inspirational stories of our immigrants dito sa Canada. So if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe and like this video if you want me to continue pushing out content for international students and immigrants. So before we move on to the changes next year, I just want to define NOC so that everyone knows about it. So ang ibig sabihin ng NOC is National Occupation Classification. So dito sa Canada, they use this national system to describe the occupation. So they mainly describe the occupation based on your education and your main duties sa trabaho mo. So if you're an international student, this is so important for you to know right now because this is going to be a vital information that you will need when you're about to immigrate to Canada. So it's important for you to know what NOC code you fall in. According to IRCC, the basic principle of the classification of NOC is the kind of work performed. Job titles are identified and grouped primarily in terms of work usually performed, employment requirements, and responsibilities associated with each occupation. So maraming nagkakamali dito. There are a lot of people, they thought that they would find the right NOC by just looking at the job title. They don't know that they're also going to look at the main duties. What will be the majority of your responsibility? So that's how they classify which NOC code you will fall in. And I'm going to tell you later how would you find your NOC on the CIC website. But before we move on, let's have a quick fact check. NOC has been developed in collaboration and partnership between the Employment and Social Development and Statistics Canada. So sila yung nagre-review ng NOC every 10 years. So for this year, they had some revision which going to effect by next year, early spring. And they actually look at the framework, which one belongs to a unit group. So this year is the product of the 10-year cycle. So they're going to check the economy and how the nature of work changes. Pero ano nga ba talagang changes? So the main changes would be the level. So before we have 4 levels, but now we actually have a total of 6 categories. 6 tiers kung tawagin nga nila. So before we have NOC 0, A, B, C, and D. But now we're not gonna call it NOC anymore. We are going to call it Tier 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And also before, we were using a 4-digit code. For example, I was 1241 before as an admin assistant. But now, in tier system, I'm using 5-digit. And that will be 13110. So they changed the NOC skill level into tier system based on your training, education, responsibilities, and experience. Just to understand the NOC before, in NOC 0, you're more like in a managerial or executive level. In NOC A, you're more like in a professional level, such as nurses, engineers, architects. But if you're in NOC B, you're more in technical job like bookkeeper, admin assistant. And in terms of C and D, you're more likely working as a personal support worker or clerk. So it's going to be the lower skill level. So the more na mataas ka, let's say 0B and A, those are the categories that they always prioritize in terms of immigration. So if it's C and D, you also have the chance to immigrate, but they actually don't prioritize them. So I'm assuming that will be the same thing with the tier system. The only problem or the only thing that we are not sure is tier 3, because some of the tier 3 were part of NOC B. For example, yung NOC ko before, 1241, I was part of skill B. But now, if I'm going to check the tier system, I'm part of tier 3. If you're going to check a graphic designer were considered skill B, but now they're considered tier 2. So kung i-compare mo ang admin assistant versus a graphic designer, I would assume na mas mataas ang graphic designer. So this is so important for you to know right now so that when you move on for next year, when you apply for permanent residency, here's the thing. We don't know how they're going to, set up the system for next year. Are they going to change the comprehensive ranking system? So we don't know yet. That's something that we are going to find out next year. So now, how would you know your tier level? So if you go to NOC website, you will be able to find this out. So type in your job title. For example, if I type in admin assistant, it will show your NOC tier number here. You have 5-digit number. So for example, I have 13110 for my new tier number. So my number would actually tell me which part of tier or which level I am in tier system. I'm in level 3 because you have to identify it by looking at the second digit. Also, don't get confused on the website. If you go to the NOC website, you can actually see on the left handle which version are you looking at. Is it version 2016 or version 2021? So in 2016, you still have that 4-digit, but in 2021, that will be 5 digits. So the only thing that you have to look at is the second digit of your 5-digit number. The second digit will tell you which tier level you belong. And also, this website is also going to tell you the main duties, the job titles that you could be using, and also the education requirement for this specific responsibility and job. Pero bakit mo nga ba kailangan malaman to ngayon pa lang? Next year pa naman yan mag-e-effect. It's so important for you to know right now because the program that you are about to take will actually help you or lead you to the tier level that you want to be in when you graduate. Simple as that. Ang question lang naman is tier 3 would be considered unskilled? Tell me your thoughts, and I'm so curious, what do you guys think? Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!